The title of this particular video is The Great Tragic Magic of the Love Between the Universe and What Does Not Exist. So it's kind of an odd title, but it was kind of an odd channel. It was very like a romantic, tragic type channel, and it's like one section of this Book of the Magic Beyond the Stars, which I'm channeling. And if you want to see the rest of that, check out my last couple of videos. So I channeled another section of this book, and I've got it here. I don't know, it's about 5-6 pages, and then I got another 10, and then I got probably going to, after this video, take 3 or 4 days off and write this entire book and then present the rest of it to you, which could be 50 pages or so, so be ready for that. Alright, so what did we get today for the channel? We got The Great Tragic Magic of the Love Between the Universe and What Does Not Exist. And basically what that title is referring to, it's the universe as I understand it is everything that exists, can, and ever will be. It's everything, and there's nothing besides the universe. And yet, the magic is coming from a place outside of that. So it's a place that cannot exist, but clearly does exist, at least according to the channel, and that's the source of this magic. Truth is under the control of great history here in the now. Here in the now is not there in the past. There in the past is not there outside the universe. Outside the universe is like no place inside the universe. Seeking to find that which does not exist will lead you to the place that you seek. And I assume that's talking about the place outside the universe. For what does not exist only exists where all is forever gone. In the shadows of the yellow star, in the red of the rose, in the blue of the sky, in the true love of the lovers, in the moon, in the night. So we're getting pretty poetic. I mean, we've already brought up, what was it? In the true love of the lovers. Okay, here we go with some tragic, dark magic from outside the universe. Actually, it makes for an interesting combo. I'm definitely going to expand this one out in the next 3 or 4 days. Heard you not the tale of Romeo and Juliet beyond the stars in the June spring, partially concealed by the open treasure of the dragon? Awaits forces so potent they cannot be controlled once released. That is why that portal stays closed, for if it were to open, nothing could be nor remain for long. Sounds like a real dangerous portal. If that portal opens, nothing can stop what's outside the universe from coming into the universe, and it will irrevocably change the nature of this universe and the contents of this universe if that portal is opened, apparently. The tragedy of the greatest of mythological lovers, a.k.a. Romeo and Juliet, played out under the stars on a warm summer night when time seems to stand still. For just that moment, look within, and there you may find the portal which you seek. The reflection of the infinite in the finite, the true form of the self and in the other. And as I go along and I feel the channel coming up, I add in those words, and I'll have to come back and type that after the fact. So it was and in the other. The greatest and most impossible love between what is and what can never be, between the universe and that which does not exist. So just because I've got the channel in me, I could like continue verbally with the channel even without writing it down. Like I could run off a couple more paragraphs, and I may do that if I start to feel it. Problem is, it doesn't usually come out smoothly. It can come out smoothly. See, here's an example. Like, what is the channel telling me right now? Yellow is the rose. Red is the dawn of the sky in the apocalypse. Seek for you here the time before time, the time before the end. So there you go. You got it. That's how one of the ways that I channel. Not telling you actual technique, but it's still in there. Like, I could just add another paragraph into this channel right there, and it's a valid channel because it's coming from the channel. Like, your channel isn't necessarily over once it's written. It can be expanded and expanded and expanded as long as it's really coming from the channel. So you seek this magic of the lover's tragedy, perhaps not a tragedy, yet called so. The achievement of divine purpose and the creation of something anew from what is and what is not. So the merging of the universe and what is outside the universe, or the infinity and the finite. The art of the rose, the symbols of the beyond, merge these to gain access to the magic, merge these to open the portal, merge these to bring forth into existence and manifestation the most impossible of dreams. transcending dreams into a new type of vision, superior even to the grandest of dreams. Dream the dream of the universal love, draw the roses, and draw to yourself the rest of this sacred text. So what it's literally saying there is, to get the rest of the sacred text, it would be wise of me to actually draw some roses, like literally. And I kind of did and will be doing so. As you see, there's more to these roses than you might initially think. The blue rose, the red rose, the yellow rose, the white rose, and the orange rose, and the pink rose. There goes my channel again. All of the colors of the roses and the roses that are mixed. Each of these becomes a symbol of the epic, impossible, cosmic love. The blue rose, through which you gain access to points where time transforms into a new dimension, providing access to the infinite. The red rose, where await the most beautiful of beings, even Aphrodite would look common in the presence of the beautiful beings of the purest and most noble and transcending love you would find beyond the portal. The yellow rose is special, intensely special. Its secrets await those who seek its unheard but visible call. The purple rose brings forth the grapes of wrath and the seals of God. Tread with terrible caution in these potent magics. So wow, the purple rose sounds pretty intense, like apocalyptic magic type stuff. The white rose, where await the angels. The orange rose grants wishes. The pink rose has the power to manifest the most impossible of dreams and access to that place beyond places. Now, if you kind of were paying attention there, you might notice my channel really kicked in a lot. I added in quite a few words here and there, and that's, you know, what I was talking about. So I won't keep mentioning when I do that unless it's a larger section. To access the magic of the roses, draw you a rose. And that's quite a literal, like magical, technical instruction. So now I'll move on to the next page. There we go. Then seek channeled inspiration for your verses to repeat, and repeat them aloud while focusing your mind on what you wish to achieve, gain, or learn. Each person shall draw a different rose, and each person will channel different verses, but here shall be offered a first channel for the blue rose. So the blue text here is an actual channel I received for me to combine with a picture of a blue rose to start accessing more of the magic of the power of the blue rose as it is connected and related to the infinite. For each person, theoretically, they'll get a different channel to use. Like, in order to access this magic, the actual instructions are, you know, you would draw a blue rose for yourself, or maybe a few of them on a piece of paper. Then you would channel or write. You don't necessarily have to channel like I do. You can, but just write inspired text. And that's part of the lesson of this particular chapter in the magic, is you actually create the magic with the writing. And the way to write the writing is either through a channel or through just inspirational text. Like, feel yourself getting really inspired and just write like an epic paragraph. And just doing that will access the magic. You kind of can feel that power welling up in you after you read that aloud a few times. It's a literal way to create magic and books of magic. So here's my channel that I was given, and I could extend it to. Point me the way, blue rose, of the glory of the most glorious celestial cosmic deities who hold the keys to the portals beyond time and place. Allow me, the lone seeker seeking to overcome the greatest of all odds, the power to become, if only temporarily, as powerful as God. Let the blue rose bloom within me. Let its magic fill me with the power of the most ancient of deities. And I just got a channel that I should add, and troll. So apparently the blue rose is like a troll magic in addition to whatever other type of magic it is. I wasn't expecting that. From the time and the time beyond time, when the universe was so impossible it could not even be dreamed, yet the universe arose against all odds, and I and the ancestor deities from the beginning of time arose like a flame, like a phoenix from the infinite, within it and around it and through it and under it and above it, on the east, west, north, and south. Grant the power to make the impossible possible, and teach me the secrets of the birth of the universe and the birth of time and the birth of space, and what became of the old universe and what came before all universes, by the holiest of names, and even those names which no human has yet heard. Let them come to my aid as well, and let me learn their names and their powers. And for those of you watching, like my mannerisms, you might notice that I was sort of slipping into ceremonial magic type magic there, and that's kind of the point. You really want to get your emotions into it, and it really is kind of a form of ceremonial magic, except it's self-created ceremonial magic that's perhaps channeled by a source. So when you have the symbol of that source, and then you allow the inspiration to build up in you, and you write your own verse, you really do make a connection to that symbol, which hopefully makes a connection to the real source of the magic. So that's how it works. This is the great and tragic fourth magic you have been offered by the beings from beyond the stars. Expand these magics and combine them into a sacred book. Each of these sections which have been offered is but a rose which can bloom into much more beauty and power. And that's a lot of reading there, so hold on a second. So now the next section I was offered is different. It's a different section of magic, and it's related to the visions of my own ancestors that I had in my last video. The magic of the human ancestors of your line. Seek beneath the deception for the communications from those who struggle for the glory of that which is aligned to your existence type. And an existence type it's a type of being with a particular purpose for that being's existence in the universe. So I have a certain purpose for my existence, and a few other beings in the universe or in humanity have the same or a similar purpose. Us grouped together would be an existence type. Your existence type is aligned with the purpose for which you exist. The purpose for which you exist is not the purpose taught to you by the deceptive social forces. The purpose for which you exist has been passed to you through your line and through your human and non-human ancestors, tracing eventually all the way back to the beginning of time and before time itself. The purpose for which you exist is taught to you by your soul in the universe and by the timeless eternal deities beyond that universe. And I can just feel the names of those deities want to come out of me, but so far they haven't. I wonder if I could do one right now. Well, the channel just said tread carefully along this path, so maybe I'll skip that for the moment. The purpose for which you exist is taught to you by your soul in the universe and by the timeless eternal deities beyond the universe. Succumb not to the demoralization attacks, for they are ultimately the spawn of malevolent entities who seek to block access to your ancestors. If you seek to capture the form of some of the most benevolent and malevolent deities, backtrace the form which these deities must assume by studying those events, people, words, and situations which have kept you, and may in some cases continue to keep you from manifesting your existence purpose. This is the fifth magic you have now been offered from beings beyond the stars. So if you want to discover the forms of the malevolent and the darkest of deities, and perhaps by analogy some of the non-malevolent deities, study in your mind the events you've had in your life that have blocked you from achieving your dreams and goals, and piece those together, and you start to get the outer form, or the phenotypical expression of some of the dark malevolent deities that are actually working against you in this universe. Like, that's their outward expression of their form. Now, if you can reverse engineer that, you can get the actual forms of the malevolent deities of the earth. And by malevolent, I mean dark magical, in the sense of keeping you as an individual from achieving your existence purpose. And that's very dark magic. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. That's some of the worst magic you can come up against, because what's worse than something destroying the meaning and potential of your life? It would be better to die, honestly. That's less dark magic. The success you seek may be close at hand. There exist unseen forces and opportunities which conceal themselves under the guise of luck and fortune and misfortune. Please live for the cause of your soul. This is why you exist. If you do not exist, you reside in a state of non-existence. To reside in a state of non-existence until the time of the revelation is but a pretext for calling forth the dark demons and destroying the earth. What 10 plagues could be worse than not striving for your existence purpose? What 7 seals could be more terrifying than not attempting to achieve the purpose for which you exist? If you want to bring about the apocalypse of the book of Revelation, or repeat the 10 plagues of the book of Exodus, and to bring such monstrosities into the earth against the enemies of you and your kind. Focus with all of your heart and your soul on the work of your existence. And why is that? Well, let me get you to the next page here. By doing such will the apocalypse necessarily be summoned, for the earth in its evil will call for its own terrible divine retribution against itself for trying to deny you your divinity. So if you essentially raise yourself to the level of a human deity on earth, at least within your own mind and outlook and attitude, and you're actually striving with all your might and heart and soul for your true purpose, the earth is going to call forth its own revelation, because the deific forces within you are going to set forth a chain reaction that actually causes an apocalypse of divine retribution against those forces that are trying to keep you from achieving your goal. This is the sixth magic from Beyond the Stars, called the Divine Magic of the Seven Seals and the 10 Plagues. It's an interesting magic. I kind of like that one. Of this darkest of magics, much more can and should be written, but all in good time, perhaps tomorrow, perhaps soon in the future, perhaps at the time of the end of the earth. Seek you to end the earth. And there goes my channel asking me questions again. Do I seek to end the earth? I don't know. I don't think so. Not as long as I'm here, but I don't know. I have to examine my motives more deeply, I think, or I wouldn't be getting asked that question. I mean, that's a loaded question. It means something. The question wouldn't be asked if there wasn't a deep reason for asking it. Like, is it really a question or is it a statement? Like, watch what kind of magics you're putting out there. Do you really want to end the world? Maybe it's a warning. Maybe it's just an earnest question. Maybe the channel doesn't know. I don't really know. Now, I started to get a channel. That's how we're going to end this channel, is a channel of the next magic. It would be, I believe, the seventh magic from Beyond the Stars. And it's basically the magic of miracles. So, but I didn't get the whole channel. I just got the first part. So I'm just going to read that first part to you right now before I, add another 5-10 pages to it. Just one moment. Perhaps now we should speak of the magic of miracles. For the miraculous is the magic from outside of the universe, from that timeless place of eternal blessed expanse. And the reason that that's the case is because a miracle is something that can't happen according to the rules and boundaries of the universe, and yet a miracle, if it were to exist, happened anyway, which means it's a magic that necessarily comes from outside the universe. Think you this book of magic would be short and simple to write? Oh no, there is so much more to come. And now that I read that with my own voice, I realize that has a double meaning. It means, oh no, as in the answer to the question that was asked is no, there is much more to come. It's not a short book. But at the same time, it's oh no, like it's a warning, like, oh no, that's a dangerous thing. There is much more to come. Perhaps this communication is coming clear and current, and the connection is strong, and we are glad this lessens the burden of the lessons you are being given to share. But the length of this text may be much more than you expect, for it comes from the infinite space outside the universe, where the knowledge and the magic never end. And then there's kind of a weird time shift in the channel, so that means these two paragraphs are going to have to get rearranged and put somewhere else. They may be put later in the channel. Like, I don't know why it came up in this order, but channels I've been doing lately have these weird time shifts in them. To live for the cause of your soul is the next of the great magics, for in so doing the unseen forces aligned with your existence purpose and existence type take notice of you and your plight, and the forces of negative polarity aligned against you and their malevolent configuration, and the power of luck and fortune and the blesses of that place outside the universe are drawn to you and begin to surround you and armor you with their blessings and their grace. Have you not noticed this armor and its effects around you? How those that have done you wrong of late have been swiftly punished by the unseen. That is a true sign of the power of the magic of this channeled and gifted and blessed text, and the power of that which channels the text through the communications, with an S at the end, to you. And that's an interesting way to end the channel, because one of the weird side effects of writing this particular book over the last week or however long I've been doing these channels is I've started to notice that people that do me wrong in public get like kind of an equal recompense, like retribution to the same extent that they've done me wrong. Like, and I've been there to observe it, and I've seen it happen 3 times in the last week. First time, thought nothing of it. Second time, I noticed. Third time, I'm starting to think something's really going on here, like related to this channel. Like, it's kind of giving me an energetic armor that kind of reflects negative energy back at people in the same manner that they send it at me. And I like that. I like a fair recompense. I don't want to like be overpowering people, because everybody makes mistakes, including me. Like, I don't want to do something to someone and just get blasted by a spiritual power or some shit. But that's real interesting, because now the channel even says that that's going on, like I'm getting an armor. Now I wonder if other people that practice this magic and read this text are going to get that same kind of armor. Don't know. But there we go for the channel for today. This channel is going to get much longer. Probably be all done in about a week, maybe 3 or 4 days if I'm lucky. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you at the next video.